Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate. This is Diamond Painting and Dr. Pepper, and today I have a kit up and chat for you, and it's a special one because it's a kit up for my first kit of Drills and Chills. And first I have to choose which kit I'm gonna do. So I'm hoping to get through more than one kit during Drills and Chills this year. I'm gonna set aside all my other whips and just focus on Drills and Chills whips, but I still need to choose what I'm gonna do first. So I've narrowed it down to two options, and they're both squares and they're both pretty small. We have Witch Bedroom by Mrs. Butter D, and it's a 17 by 24 inch or 42.9 by 60.7 centimeters. And then we also have Memento Mori, and this is by Rika Sofia Räikkönen, and it's 17.7 by 24.7 or 45.1 by 62.7 centimeters. So just slightly bigger, but what I'm hoping to do today is get into both of these and kind of take a look at them and see which one has more color blocking or looks like I could get through it faster. And if there's much of a difference as far as that goes, and then hopefully just make a decision and figure out which one to kit up. So let's go ahead and start with Witch Bedroom. So I'll take this one away for now. I have opened these to get their mini stickers out so I could label the boxes, but I don't think I've actually opened and looked at the canvases. So that is what I'm hoping to do. Yeah, we still have the old toolkit in here and everything. Oh, I guess I didn't even get the little sticker out of this one to go on the box. Let's see. This is an old toolkit, so it's always kind of fun to see what washi tape and cover minder we got, which this time it's this cute little flower bud, and then the washi tape is this one, which I've gotten a few times before. This isn't an unboxing video, so I'm not going to go into depth about the toolkit, so that's enough of that. Here's what we're actually here for. Oh my gosh, the colors, you guys. This is one of the reasons that I want to work on this one, is because the colors are so happy, but at the same time, they don't necessarily feel like fall to me. So here is a close-up look at the artwork. So gorgeous. I love Mrs. Butter D, and her artwork is always up my alley. And then here's a look at the color palette for this one, which is all oranges and pinks and yellows and just fantastic. But again, not super fall or Halloween in my mind. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. It looks like this canvas is, I'll turn it sideways so we can see a little bit better. Here's kind of all of it. It looks like it's pretty much all color blocking. There are a few sections where there's more color changes, but for the most part, it's gonna work up pretty fast, I think. So that is Witch Bedroom. Now let's take a look at Memento Mori. So this one I took the toolkit out of apparently at some point. So who knows what I did with that. It looks like I've probably opened this one up at some point and looked at it too, just from what I'm seeing. Oh, she's so pretty. Here is the original artwork for this one. And it's definitely got that Halloween spooky vibe. Has some skulls here, and our demon lady's got some red eyes, which I love. I think I've had this kit longer, but I don't actually know for sure because I don't keep track of when I purchase things. But here is our color palette for this one. It is considerably darker. We've got a lot of like dark jewel tone greens, blues, and some darker reds. I am loving our little sparkles that are all over this kit and the really pretty, almost like Art Deco or Art Nouveau style of the framing around her. Let me turn it sideways so you can see a little bit better. Maybe. And it doesn't feel much bigger than Witch Bedroom. I do think it would take me a bit longer because it does have a bit more in the way of confetti. Not too much though. Just, you can tell there's a lot more color changes. I think this one would take me longer, but it also says fall and Halloween more to me than Witch Bedroom does. So I have to think about this a little bit and decide which one to go with, and the next clip you see will be me kitting up whichever one I picked. So if you would like to have a bit of fun, pause the video now for a second and go type in the description which one you think I kitted up. Maybe I won't have spoiled it in the title or the thumbnail. So yeah, go tell me what you think I'll pick. Okay, did you get your guesses in? It's your last chance. I'm about to reveal what I chose. It's the next day. I thought on it long and hard, and both of these kits have very different vibes from each other, and it was mostly about which vibe am I feeling more right now, and I think I want to get more into the fall and Halloween spirit, so we're going with Memento Mori. And I'm very excited. I am actually thinking of doing a very different kit up style with this kit than I usually do as far as how I plan to work on it. For one thing, I'm using a new storage system, the Diamond Art Club one, and I'm excited to see how this works and test it out. Added to that, I usually use either the perforated cover, which this one doesn't have because it's an older kit, or I usually use washi tape and then just trim the sections that I want to work on. This time, however, I've decided I'm going to use release papers, but not just any release papers. I printed out some of my old sticker designs, and I'm going to cut these out. Some of them didn't print very well because my ink is low, but I don't care too much. I'm going to cut these out and put one on each of these release papers. Then I'm going to number these release papers. And because I thought I might miss my wheel spinning system, I'm going to spin my wheel to see which section to do next each time I work on the kit. And I think that'll be a fun way to throw in some just randomness into what I'm working on. So yeah, I'm really excited to get this kitted up and get started on the kit and chat with you guys. Okay, it's much later in the evening now on Saturday, and I have completely kitted up, and it's actually just after midnight here, so I can start on this kit anytime. I'm making myself finish this voiceover first because otherwise I know I'll never get it done. But yeah, how are you guys doing this week? Are you all kitted up and ready to go for drills and chills? Have you started your project if you're participating? Later on, we'll go over last week's Yay or Nay, where I asked whether or not you were participating and see what kind of answers we got and which kits people said they were going to work on. So that's exciting. My week was, you guessed it, busy. Although I did have Wednesday and Thursday off work because Fletcher came into town with his boyfriend Charlie, and they wanted to go to the fair, the state fair that was happening, still is happening locally. And so we did that on Wednesday evening. They decided to go at night because, well, it wasn't dark yet when we went, but that way it wouldn't be too hot, because both of those days were supposed to be pretty hot days, and they didn't want to stay out in the heat going on rides and stuff in the crowds and everything. So we went, probably, it was around 6, I think, when we got there. And the first thing we did was see the Puppy Pal show, because we walked in and we were by like the livestock area where all the animals are kept, and then they were having a show about trained dogs doing tricks and stuff, so that was fun. And this year there was a big display booth thing where you could get your picture taken with sea lions. So they had these 2 big pools with sea lions in them, and in the middle there was like a stage, and people could go, they could pay money to go stand in front of this stage, and then a sea lion would just pop out of the pool and like slide over to where the people were, and then like put its head on their shoulder and give them big sloppy kisses on their heads and stuff for pictures. It was so adorable. It was like $25 a picture, so we didn't do that, but we got to see some other people do it, and it was really cute. Our next stop after that was to one of the food stalls, and we got, I got a scone with some raspberry jelly, which is one of my favorite fair foods, is these buttery scones that they have. So good. Casey and Charlie got funnel cakes. My dad got a scone, and Fletcher got a deep fried Twinkie, which he really liked. And then we went over to where all the rides were and went on some of those. So that was fun. I didn't get like a bracelet this time, a wristband for unlimited rides, but Casey and my dad and I were sharing tickets, and Fletcher and Charlie got wristbands because they were going to be going on more rides, I think. There's very limited rides that Casey will go on. One of his favorites is like I always call it the Gravitron, because that's what I'm used to it being called, but I think it was just like the Starship or something at this fair. And so he went on that with my dad. That one I can't go on because it kind of makes me sick. Just it's one of those ones where it goes around in a really fast circle so that the centrifugal force pushes you into the wall, the sides, and then you can kind of like lift off the ground as if, you were stuck to the wall. But it makes me sick to my stomach, so I couldn't do that one. But Fletcher and Charlie went on the log ride, which never seen a log ride at a state fair before, so that was cool. They went on that while my dad and Casey went on the Gravitron thing, and I held everybody's stuff. Fletcher's actually texting me right now because he has started on his Drills and Chills kit. So he's sending me his kit up picture, and he is using Dot Dot Putty, the pumpkin spice kind, and I'm using Dot Dot Putty, but mine is the apple cider. So like different versions of the drink. Just think that's funny. He's doing Beautiful Death Colored, which is an old Diamond Art Club kit, and it's pretty cool. I didn't work on that one, so I'm not as familiar with it, but I think it's by JoJo's Art. Yeah, by JoJo's Art. Anyway, so back to the fair. We rode a few more rides, some of us riding, some of us not, and just kind of taking turns, and then we were all pretty hungry and wanting some more fair food, so we meandered our way back to all the food stalls. And I got a Greek gyro because I love them. And we do have in our town, we have a place that makes those where you can buy them anytime. It's a food truck. But the ones at the fair are much better. I don't know why, but like the meat that they use is more thin sliced and it gets crispy on the edges. Whereas the one that's in the food truck, it's just kind of like all one texture and kind of thicker, I guess. So for me, it's just a lot better at the fair. And so I get it once a year, if that. Like last year, we didn't even go to the fair. So it was so good. It really hit the spot. My dad got some baklava, so he gave me a bite of that. I love baklava, but I was trying, and I had already had a scone, so I was trying not to eat too much sugary stuff. And then Fletcher tried a gyro for the first time. He had the chicken version, which I've never had, and it's weird they put lettuce on his, even though like the version I got didn't come with lettuce. So I don't know if that's just standard for chicken gyros or what. But he liked it, and Charlie got a burger, and then we all got some fries to share. Casey wasn't too hungry other than that, so, and my dad wasn't either. Although my dad did have to finish off the end of my gyro because I could not eat it all. It was too big for me to finish, which was good because he didn't really get any dinner other than that. So he got to have some gyro too. After that, we went back and did a few more rides. Casey went with me on one called the Sizzler, which when I was younger, it was always called the Scrambler, but it's the one that kind of just, it goes around in some circles, but whoever is sitting on the outside gets squished because of the gravity forces that are going on. So I let Casey do a lot of squishing. I sat on the outside, and it was really funny because he was just like throwing himself bodily into me, and it kept knocking my breath out. But I could not stop laughing. It was hilarious. But yeah, that was the only other ride that Casey went on besides the Gravitron one. And then after that, he was pretty much ready to go. He said he was tired and done peopling for the day. And luckily, my dad had driven his own truck, and I had driven my car. So Casey just went home with my dad. And then after Fletcher and Charlie and I did some of the midway games and stuff, then we stopped by my dad's house to pick Casey up and take him home. So we were home by like, I don't know, 11:30. So 6 to 11:30, not quite 6 hours, but it was really fun. Like I said, we hadn't been to the fair last year, and I do love going to the fair, but it can get a bit overwhelming. The last time we went during the daytime, and it was very hot, and it was towards the end of the run of the fair, and just by that time, apparently, all the different vendors had run out of water. Like, nowhere could you get any water from anywhere, and we were so dehydrated. So I think that's why Fletcher was remembering that, and I think that's why he wanted to go in the evening so we wouldn't run into that issue. And it was really nice because I love being at the fair at night with all the lights and everything. We did go into, I forgot, we went into the like the exhibition buildings, and we're looking at some of the like the Lego builds and the textiles, and there was one, I only found one, but there was one diamond painting that had been entered. So that was cool to see. I took some video for my vlog, so you'll see that this coming week, probably on Wednesday. But yeah, that was cool. But yeah, like I said, there's just something about the fair at night with all the pretty lights and stuff. It's a mood. It's a whole mood. And there was actually this cool drone show that was going on, which I've never seen in person, but it was really cool. So I felt like we packed a lot into our time there, even though we weren't there for very long. Luckily, we had taken a nap earlier that day before we went to the fair because Fletcher's train arrived at like 8:56 my time, which means he had to get up at like 5:30 to get ready to get on the train and all that stuff and go pick up Charlie. And I got up way earlier than I was used to, and of course couldn't sleep any earlier than usual the night before, so we were all really tired. We took like a 3-hour nap that afternoon. And then my dad came over and we played Skip Bo and a couple other games before it was time to go to the fair. So we got a good rest in. I don't think I'd have made it all the way to the closing time of the fair if we hadn't had that nap. It kind of sucked because we wanted to spend that time together while Fletcher was here, but we were all just so exhausted that I think we had better quality time after taking the nap than we would have if we tried to push through and not get that rest. So I think it was a good decision. And then Fletch and Charlie were staying overnight, and then they didn't have to leave till I think like 7:20 the next day. So we spent the day playing games again. I got to play my Firefly game for a second time this month, and that was awesome. So far, everyone who's played it has really enjoyed it, and that makes me happy because I really love it, and I am excited to play it more. And if everybody else also likes it, that means I'll get to play it more. Fletcher and Charlie were talking about wanting to get that game too, so it's funny because Sam and Adrian are also wanting it, and it's just a really good, fun game. It's kind of like Charlie had a good term for it. It's like D&D light, but in space, because you have to, you can gain skill points by hiring different types of crew or getting different items, and then you have to make rolls against those skill points in order to pass objectives and stuff. So it is a little bit like D&D in that way. It's a super fun game. And my dad had come over that day, so this time he got to play it too, which was cool because he didn't get to play it when Sam and Adrian were here. We thought we would start it kind of late at night so we could take the time to learn the rules and stuff, which was good because then this time with Fletcher and my dad and Charlie, I already knew the rules, so I could help explain it and we could get started a lot faster, and they just picked it up as we went. So I think that was a good strategy for that. But yeah, I took them back to the train station around 7 o'clock so that they could go back home. And I don't know when I will see them again, except I do know that Sam and Fletcher and their respective significant others are going up to visit their dad, not this weekend, but next weekend. And they plan to kind of stop off at my freeway exit and drop off Fletcher's cat Cheerio with me because I get to watch him for the weekend. So I'll see them briefly and I'll get to have Cheerio for that weekend, which will be nice because I love that little kitty and I haven't seen him in a while. So that'll be fun. Although he kind of is a troublemaker sometimes. Just recently, he had the zoomies at Fletcher's new apartment, and he was jumping off different pieces of furniture, and he actually knocked over a table that had Charlie's laptop on it, and he totaled the laptop, like completely just ruined it. It wouldn't even turn on. So that kind of sucked. Fletcher did the responsible thing and replaced Charlie's laptop, but yeah, so that was an expensive fix. And then Fletcher texted me when they got back from visiting this past week and let me know that while he was gone, Cheerio made a couple messes on Fletcher's couch. So I guess he was angry that Fletcher had left him for one night, and that was his punishment for Fletcher. But hopefully, if he's here and he's being entertained by us, he will have an easier time with Fletcher being gone for the weekend. So we'll see how that goes. By the way, if you're watching the screen at all and not just listening, you'll notice that I decided to put the symbol stickers on the little white part of the lid for the containers. So I used the scissors to cut off the serial number part of the sticker sheet so that it was just the symbol and the DMC code, so it would fit better on there. I'm not sure that that's the best way to do it because I'm already seeing that some of them aren't sticking down too well. So I'm thinking I might want to put them further down on the container itself and not on the lid. But I'm going to try it this way because I really like how it looks. Like, it's just very aesthetic to me having them there. So I'm going to see if I can make it work. If not, then I'll probably move them down. But I found the process of kitting up really straightforward and easy with these containers. I like that the lid opens easier than the Elizabeth Ward containers that I usually use. And I can do it with one hand, which is nice. Because with the Elizabeth Ward containers, I really have to hold it in one hand and then carefully use my fingernail to open the lid with the other hand. Or sometimes, like if I'm wearing press-on nails, I definitely have to use like the back end of my tweezers to pop it open. But these ones, I could just kind of easily pop it open with one hand, even when my other hand was like holding the bag of drills. So that was nice. And then I also noticed that the lid itself could open wider and stay open a little bit easier than the Elizabeth Ward ones. Those just keep wanting to like fall back down and close. They're not as flexible or something. I don't know. I liked that part of it. I did find myself wishing I had like one size smaller because the smallest size just looks so big for the amount, like the smallest amount of drills that I had. And then the largest size didn't quite hold 3 bags of like a regular size bag of drills. I tried it with one of them and it overflowed. So after that, I only did 2 bags max. So it'd be nice to have one that was slightly bigger, but also at the same time, even the Elizabeth Ward ones, if I have 3 bags, sometimes all the drills won't fit in those either, especially if it's 3 large bags. So I'm used to just like putting 2 bags in, for instance, and then keeping that 3rd bag in reserve for when I use enough that the container is empty enough to add that 3rd bag in. So that's what I did this time, and that worked fine. I did run into some static with these drills, but not as much as I've had in some of my other kits, so it wasn't too bad. Towards the end, I did start using a dryer sheet to help get rid of some of that static for when I was getting those into the containers. And I did have, you'll see if you keep watching, I did have one pretty good spill because I was getting clumsy towards the end, but it's okay. It was easy to clean up, and the dryer sheet helped make everything non-staticky enough that it didn't like stick to me and everything like that. So thank goodness for dryer sheets. But yeah, other than those 2 days when Fletcher and Charlie were here, the rest of the week has mostly just been working as usual. I've been working pretty late hours and then mostly just diamond painting afterwards until it's bedtime. So the days pass pretty darn quickly. Friday was kind of a nightmare day, just trying to get caught up after having been off for 2 days and feeling like I never will be caught up. So I'm really looking forward to this 3-day weekend. Casey starts school next week on the 4th, I think. So he is cherishing his last weekend of freedom before the school year starts. I asked him if he wanted to go clothes shopping or anything, if there was anything he needed, and he's like, no. I don't know if it's just because he doesn't want to go shopping, typical boy behavior, or if it's because he actually feels like he has everything he needs. But I guess we'll find out if he starts wearing the same outfits over and over again. I'll know he needs, I guess, some more options. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to go ahead and let him slide on the shopping this weekend and, yeah, just take it as it comes, I guess, during the school year. He doesn't have to have new stuff before the school year starts. It's just something that I remember, like, from my childhood or when the other kids were growing up. It was like a big deal that you would go shopping like the last weekend before school started and get some new duds and a new backpack and school supplies. But I guess he's kind of out of that phase. He doesn't need really any school supplies for high school, and he's got a backpack that's still in really good shape, so he doesn't need a new one of those. So I think he's all set. He's excited because he got some really fun programming classes in his schedule this time, but he's frustrated that they gave him a language class that he didn't ask for. I think it's cool because the language class they gave him is sign language, ASL, which is what I learned for my high school language credit, although when I was taking it at the local college because I was doing a program called Running Start where I went to the college during the last 2 years of my technically my high school years, but I didn't go to the high school at all. I just went to the college and got credit for both college and high school. And I was glad to be able to do that for the language because my high school didn't offer ASL as an option. And I really didn't want to learn any other language. ASL has always been like fascinating to me. So I was really happy to be able to learn that during my last 2 years of high school. And I'm excited that Casey will be taking it. He tried to get me to help him get out of it. He wanted to take ceramics instead, but his elective slots are already filled up by like those programming classes and choir. And the language class is a requirement, not an elective. So he can't switch out a requirement for an elective. So he's just going to have to deal with learning ASL, I guess, which should be okay for him because, like, at least he won't have to learn how to write and spell a whole different language. That's one of the things I loved about ASL is the written language is the same. All you have to learn is the quote-unquote speaking parts, which is obviously hand motions and everything. So life-wise, I think that's all I had to update you on. As far as diamond painting goes, I finished the last section of Rose Library that I'm going to be doing for a while today because I'm putting all of my current whips on hold while Drills and Chills is going on. I do need to film my whip update video for the month of August. I'm not sure when it's going to go up because obviously today's the 1st and this kitten chat video is going up, and then probably Wednesday is when my vlog will go up. So hopefully I can film, tomorrow night maybe, and then post my whip update on Monday. Monday, my sister-in-law is coming over again to watch some more Medium, but if I get my video done the night before that and have it scheduled for Monday, it won't interfere with that, so that's probably what I'll aim for. I didn't have any finishes for the month of August, but I'm excited to show you all the progress I made because I did make quite a bit of progress on all of my projects. I also actually made some progress on my stained glass project this week. I did the grinding on a few more of the glass pieces that I've already cut. the grinding gets them into the right shape. And then my husband taught me how to wrap the foil tape around the outer edges. And then that's what the flux sticks to for when you solder them together. So I have like 4 pieces wrapped up in the tape and grinded and ready to go for the next part. And I just got to do the other, like, I don't know, 25, 30 pieces. So that's a slow going project because I have so much other stuff going on, and it's a lot easier for me to diamond paint, for instance, when it's late at night and I'm done with work. So, and now my husband is playing World of Warcraft again because it has a new expansion out, and he has been telling me about it and trying to get me to play again because I haven't played in a while. And if you don't know, we met on World of Warcraft. That's how we met each other. So we've been playing it for a long time, although I've taken a several year break here where I haven't been playing, and he takes long breaks too and pretty much just plays when there's a new expansion. I don't think I even played the last expansion, but I don't know, it's tempting to play again because they've changed some things for the better, some things that make me interested to play. But like, I don't have that much time. Like, I've already got art and diamond painting and now stained glass, and then he wants to add World of Warcraft back on. And I don't know, it's drills and chills. I got a diamond paint. I don't know, I'm conflicted about that. I'd like to like play with my husband again for old time's sake and maybe have some fun with the game again. It's been a long time since I played a video game that really like grabbed me and made me love it. So it'd be nice to feel that way again. I'm not saying that this would necessarily affect me that way, but I kind of hope it would. Who knows? Anyway, so that's been on my mind. I don't know yet if I want to pay to purchase the expansion so I can play when I probably won't be able to play much. So I don't know. Anyway, all that said, I think the only thing left to talk about is yay or nay. Last week I asked, yay or nay, are you planning to participate in Drills and Chills? And 16-0 of you said yay. So yay, I'm glad we have a lot of participants in my audience, and maybe you won't get sick of me talking about it for the next couple months because I'm going to be doing all Drills and Chills all the time. I love this event. I think you guys probably already knew my answer for this one. Dazzling Diamonds 1978 said, to your question, yes, I am participating in Drills and Chills. The diamond painting I'm doing is Pumpkins and Sunflowers by Gail Flores and sold by DAC. If I complete that kit, I'll work on Rut-Row by WB Scooby-Doo Core and also sold by DAC. Awesome choices. I love both of those. Very different vibes. I hope you enjoy. Mystic Rain says, yay, I've participated in every Drills and Chills since I started. I plan to coordinate my dragon paintings for September and October, as well as Seasons Change by JoJo's Art. Ooh, there's a lot of fun Halloween dragon paintings, so I'm excited to hear about what you choose to go with. Leslie Diamond Paints said, yay, I'm doing The Four Crows of the Apocalypse by Cheryl Baker and Craftably. I started a second canvas early, To Grandmother's House We Go, in case I finish the first one, but I only have one row left. It went so fast. Love spooky season so much. Angel Lee Rose says, yay, 100%. I have 6 kits kitted up. Wow, that's impressive. I hope you're able to get them all done. I doubt that I'll be able to finish the 3 that I'm hoping to get done. So more power to you. As for this week's yay or nay question, as we move into September, is autumn your favorite season, yay or nay? And if not, let me know what your favorite season is. And if it is, let us know why. Thank you guys so much for visiting with me this week as I got my first Drills and Chills project all kitted up and ready to go. I appreciate you taking the time to be here, and I will DAC you in my next video. Bye, everybody.